we have, let's say, it's not a World Championship or a European Championship, but we have a pre-fair division into groups, and we have some local races that we have a 50-footer racing against a 30-footer. Right? So it's pretty obvious that after half of the race they are sailing somewhere else. So I guess in that kind of races you wouldn't like to use this because there's too much risk to do.
If you have constant wind conditions, everything is perfect.
But you never know when the shift goes.
Exactly. I mean, and you know, talking about shift, if you have this, as you see here was a shift around 15 degrees, so okay, we definitely put it. If you have the shift 30 or 40 degrees, you will probably anyway abandon the race and go back because it's not anymore wind or lever. And of course, here you can also, if you put the Charlie, the new mark, then you put also the position, and actually, no, here we was the same. Then you will put the new mark, a new bearing to that mark, a new leg, and new wind on that mark. So basically, the course will remain windward lever because you are changing the mark with the wind. I mean, my suggestion is do not complicate it too much. Do not try to be super precise because but on the other hand, be exactly sure what we are doing. One thing which is quite important, I can tell you, is the calculation, the precision, how you calculate distance. Nowadays, we have to see also to agree. We have all GPS, including even on our phones. So the first thing is that when the mark is laid, you need coordinates log and lat of that mark, and from that you put in the computer and you can calculate. The other options is on the races. I think this was actually I put it from pick up from one race in Croatia, but later on the race in Croatia, we had the trackers on the mark. And we have basically had a software that was literally giving us distance between the start and the mark up to 3 decimal places of nautical mark. Yeah.
What we sometimes do, when the mark layer has a GPS, well, obviously they have GPSs, but he just takes a maneuver board or a waypoint of the start, and he just tells the mark. So then when he's there at the mark, he can just tell you the distance and the bearing.
The distance and the bearing. So that's the way of the race committee to agree how it wants to work. But ultimately, the target, what we want is to get a table like this.
Yeah.
So the mark layer is recording this distance and bearing, and the race committee, who is in mark layer also, is recording wind condition. And when you put it like this, it's not so complicated as people are trying to explain. You cannot use. You have to do this. This is so. If you try it and you do it,
without too many instruments, if you see that the boats are jibing in the down leg and beating in the upper leg, you are in the ballpark. So it means that it's approximately a windward leeward.
Or you can see that one part of the course is more boats are going there, so you can see that the shift.
There may also be places where along the same leg there are two different winds, on top mark and bottom mark, and then you can sub-split. Each leg can be subdivided in 2 or 3 or lower parts. But then it doesn't make sense if you have a shift on the right of 5 degrees and another on the left of 5 degrees. It does not make any sense to have one part divided because in the end the other will be the same.
Yeah.
I mean, and we usually say you cannot split the hair on 2 parts and count of it was which shift for 1 or 2 degrees. I have some race officers who like to move the mark for moving that mark for 20 meters on 2 miles.
They don't want to mark even if the wind is starting 90 degrees.
No, the one thing here, as far as I understood, is the depth is pretty, easy to manipulate mark and to do something. There are some places where this is not so easy. So basically, this is what you need. Before you race, so how we calculate? So when we construct the course, when we say from this table how many beat, reach, run, and whatever it is, this is so-called this scratch sheet is calculated. And you can see here is the race, actual race where we can pretty, or I would say different type of the boats, because you can see by the actual speeds. So the TP under 6 knots is almost 200, almost 2 minutes, 3 minutes faster per mile rather than Salona 41.
And what is your experience? Because we have similar situation in our country, especially on the local regattas.
I mean,
In our experience is that it doesn't work.
Yeah, we have one
Yeah.
yacht which has pH,
I mean, it's
above 800, and one with pH 600.
and you put them together.
And the races are pretty short. And
It doesn't matter what happens, the slow one always wins.
even if he makes mistakes, if he starts few seconds.
I would say I would then go to the I said there are 3 parts: measurement, rating, and scoring. I would go all the before to check measurement and rating, and then the scoring. Generally, it's not a problem. I mean, if the first part are okay, then normally on the end what we want to do is that the boat that is better sailed with better crew is the one is winning. If you have the boat that is really badly sailed and winning every race, then go back and check first part to be sure, to understand. Because basically, really, the boats with GPH less than 800, it's very, very, it's a 20-footer slow, old design and know-how. So maybe something is wrong there, I would say. Generally, you can put a boat at fleet like this, and it will work. And I can show you some results of the races within the 1 second differences. The only thing is that you need to have constant wind, no shifting, but on one windward leeward, if you are talking about windward leeward, you just need 1 hour, 1 hour and a half for the duration of the race of the things and what. So once when you create this, either from constructed course or directly taken from one of the 4 pre-selected courses, you get the curves like this. This is the curve that is called performance curve, and this is what is showing you. This is the wind, and this is the seconds per mile, and this is the curve. So what you do is that after you know the elapsed time divided by the length of the course, you get total of seconds per mile per that mode. You enter this curve and you read this number, which is called implied wind. The higher this wind is, the better you are. This implied wind should be in the range of wind that you had during the race. If the race was 10 to 12 knots and you calculate implied wind of 20 or 15, something is wrong. Recheck your data. Because it may be that very probably the course data, you just miss, you add windward leg instead of leeward leg or something, and everything is upside down. So normally, the first check when you present the results is that your implied wind should be. And now, every boat has its own implied wind. And as I said, you can only compare implied winds and you can say, okay, who is the best. But instead, since the last 2 years, there has been some changes slightly different from the previous, but generally the idea is the highest implied wind for the fastest boat is then used for all boats to be scored. So this is the way how it works. Because like we said, it's if it was the implied wind. So if
the highest implied wind from the whole fleet. So
the whole fleet.
One boat has implied wind 12 knots, and the other is 14 knots. We use the 14 knots.
And so if the highest implied wind is 14 knots, you use these numbers, which is simply seconds per mile.
Yeah.
And then you just understand. If it is 13 point something, then your computer will calculate where in this curve you are in this. then comparing this, you may see that one boat can give time to another with a 6 knots, and the 20 knots can be completely different. No, because one boat is better performing on the light wind, while another boat is better performing on the high wind. And when you calculate all this, basically the software, and what is important also to explain in the comparison with the performance line, and then I was talking yesterday, so with the performance curve, if you get anything above 20 or below 60, you are limited on 20 and on 6. So this is the limit. If your implied wind is less than 6, it's always 6. It's higher than 20. This was the problem with performance line, which we did not have any limitation, any border, and then when it was calculated above this, it would create wrong results. So coming back, let's say, to what we need to do in Europeans, we need the race committee who can provide this table, who can set up the course, calculate all the distance, calculate the wind direction. Coming back, I said it is quite important, really, the accuracy of the course length. Because I was doing, the job's not here, but he was sending me, they were doing Key West race week with simple triple double time on time. But it was very constant wind, windward leeward, and so I tried to construct the course and to try to rescore with the PCS. But they did not give me any distance of the mark.